This episode is brought to you by Dashlane. Protect your valuable data from prying eyes with a free account from Dashlane. The arrival of the 21st century was marked by huge technological upheaval, as well as the deadliest terror attack in the history of the United States. This dramatic shift away from the world of the past set the stage for what has become an intense and sophisticated conflict that, today, rages around the world. But what separates this conflict from those of the past is that you might not even notice it's there. The United States has the largest military in the world by far. It's projected to spend a staggering $716 billion on defense in 2019, an increase of $82 billion over 2017. The US spends more than the next 7 highest spending nations combined. On the battlefield, there's not a country on Earth that could win a conventional war against the US. The only problem is, the wars of the future won't be waged on the battlefield. The US has a distinct advantage in every form of conflict, except one. With the advent of the internet, suddenly countries which had never stood a chance at scoring military victories found themselves with a powerful new tool. The barrier to entry for cyber warfare is very low, much lower than, say, building nuclear weapons or buying a fleet of the newest warships, and its effects can be just as destructive. Take the Stuxnet Worm, for example. Thought to have been in development since 2005, the worm was first uncovered in 2010, after it had begun to target programmable logic controllers, or PLCs, at facilities around the world. PLCs are basically little brains that control various aspects of industrial facilities, such as centrifuges, assembly lines, or power plants, and are therefore a critical part of keeping things running smoothly. Stuxnet specifically targeted Iran's nuclear weapons program, infecting their PLCs and causing the fast-spinning centrifuges to tear themselves apart. The worm is thought to be responsible for the destruction of 1/5 of Iran's nuclear centrifuges, as well as the infection of 200,000 computers and the physical degradation of over 1,000 machines. Without firing one bullet or dropping a single bomb, some nation-state upset with Iran managed to cause significant damage to their military and industrial installations. As destructive as Stuxnet was, the outcome could have been much more deadly. What if, instead of denying a country their nuclear weapons program, they decided to deny access to electricity, or clean water, or communications? Malicious programs could easily shut down the electrical grid of the entire East Coast, for example, or destroy water treatment facilities, rendering unfiltered water too dangerous to drink. They could shut down ATMs, or the stock market, or if they were feeling particularly aggressive, military communications. What happens when an entire country's infrastructure grinds to a halt? This type of covert, subversive warfare is quickly becoming the new norm, and it has allowed smaller or historically less powerful nation-states to get in on the action. The United States has quickly invested large sums of money to beef up their cyber capabilities, and the current top dogs that we know of are the US, China, Russia, Israel, and the UK, with some reports suggesting North Korea and Iran are quite capable as well. The Russians are particularly good at sowing dissent among enemy populations. They'll use disinformation campaigns to deepen divides among political parties and the general public, weakening national unity and the target nation's ability to retaliate. And that's not even using malicious code or worms like Stuxnet. It's simply exploiting existing weaknesses in the public sphere. It's psychological warfare, using social media and fake news sites to distribute digital propaganda disguised as patriotism or intellectual honesty. In 2018, Sir Nicholas Carter, Chief of the General Staff of the British Army, stated that this kind of attack from actors such as Russia is a form of system warfare that seeks to delegitimize the political and social system on which our military strength is based. In this way, seemingly non-aggressive cyber operations could be the first warning signs of military action, whether cyber or conventional. If the target state is sufficiently weakened, or convinced that the aggressor is not the enemy, they would be less inclined to support efforts to retaliate. It's a brilliant approach. Why fight a war when you can simply make covert suggestions to your enemy's people and get what you want without conflict? As unnerving as this type of cyber operation is, the real danger lies in rogue nation-states or individual groups using the internet to sabotage critical infrastructure. Satellites, banking, transportation, communication, trade, emergency services, the entirety of modern society relies on connectivity. Without it, everything falls apart. That's why this new kind of war is so dangerous. Without a solid cyber defense system, any nation could be brought to its knees by a foreign aggressor. Whether or not a bullet is ever fired, the casualties could be immense. What happens when a nuclear facility melts down after a cyber attack? How long can the population go without clean drinking water or access to their money? When do the riots start? If the aggressor is a neighboring nation, what happens when they move in to annex the land? How many will die, either from armed conflict or from dehydration, sickness, starvation, or lack of access to medicine? This new type of war will bubble beneath the surface for the foreseeable future. It will be there, day and night, year after year, and we may not ever know about it. One important question to ask is, which is worse? If we know we're under attack, or if we don't think we are? While cyber defense at the national level is incredibly important, protecting your own personal online security is also crucial. There are plenty of services that help you do this, but I personally use Dashlane. Don't tell the other sponsors, but Dashlane is by far my favorite. I wouldn't recommend them if I didn't completely trust their service. The newest version of Dashlane is more than just a multi-device password manager too. It also has a built-in super secure VPN to keep your browsing absolutely safe from prying eyes. It doesn't have ads, your data is never collected, and you get access to the peace of mind that can only come from 100% secure browsing. Dashlane also offers dark web monitoring, a service that scans the web for any leaked personal data and sends you alerts, so you can take immediate action to protect your accounts. This secures everything from credit card numbers to social security numbers to banking and social media passwords. Thanks to dark web monitoring, you never have to worry about losing your personal information again. Dashlane's dark web service scans more than 12 billion records attached to hacks and data breaches, with almost 1 million new records added every day. Go to dashlane.com/secondthought to try out these awesome features with a free trial of Dashlane Premium. And if you really want to get serious about online security, be one of the first 200 people to use the coupon code SECONDTHOUGHT to get 10% off your subscription.